to Mono Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and unable to tell the difference between a demilitarized zone and the place you get your driving license is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Bismarck is about.
That is a reference for me and one other person who
Yeah.
does not listen to this podcast.
Nope. But Bismarck's about.
Kira once thought Bismarck was a boat. Now everybody's in on it.
Yes, technically.
But we're not alone today. We have our first ever returning guest, and he's appearing out of fucking nowhere to beat the shit out of some attempted rapists. It's ThatFkingGuy. Oh wait, sorry, I did that the last time. It's ThatFkingGuy.
Either or's good. Hello.
Welcome back. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm good. It's a hot day. Very hot day.
It is a hot day. I am not even in my usual bat gown, so that'll tell you just how warm it is.
He's not even wearing pants.
I was going to say, I'm glad he doesn't stand up.
Nobody can verify the truth or untruth of that statement. But yeah, no, so you have brought a film for us this week.
Yeah, I've got a thing about movies with wrestlers in.
No.
I used to be like a wrestler, so I used to be really into it. And back when I first got into it, you'd only see Hogan in like the main role, but it was like a big thing if you saw a wrestler in a movie. It's, oh fucking hell, it's that guy. Because you occasionally see Terry Funk in a movie. He'll pop up in like Stallone and stuff occasionally. Obviously, you got Roddy Piper, They Live, and all these ones. Mainly They Live though. But generally, it wasn't like you have wrestlers in big blockbuster movies. Even They Live was like a Carpenter's low budget effort, wasn't it? Really, after he had a big flop with which one did he have before that? It was like supposed to be a big film, but it kind of flopped, and he went back to doing low budget stuff. It was Big Trouble.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Yeah, but then you had the Attitude Era, and Vince McMahon got his hands into the movie business, and you had one every couple of months, and they were absolute shite. Because it was just trying to make big superstars out of people who weren't superstars until he got to The Rock, obviously, with, Scorpion King made him the biggest ego. Biggest stars in Hollywood.
And he has continued to be problematic ever since.
Yeah. But generally, however, you only get like all the workers in the roles of like the wisecracking action hero, the henchman, or the wisecracking action hero in a kids movie where it's like a fish out of water where he has to be a child's nanny or something else preposterous,
Yeah, well, Hulk Hogan did that with, what was it, The Babysitter? And there's that wonderful image of him in the pink tutu with the fairy wings and the wand.
Didn't The Rock have one like that as well?
Oh yeah, the
Pacifier?
Tooth Fairy.
Oh, was it Tooth Fairy? I think the pacifier was Vin Diesel.
Yeah, pacifier was Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because that would be largely my experience with wrestling, not wrestling movies, but wrestlers in movies would have been like those Rock style movies.
Or The Princess Bride.
Well, yes. But again, that still fits the henchman thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you said, hey, let's do Bushwick, I was like, cool, what's it about? I've not seen it. And you were like, it's Dave Bautista in a film that's about an American Civil War. And I was like, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's rare for like anyone to step outside the boundaries of those roles because it's, muscles and limited acting ability. Not a bad thing, job's a job, but it's nice to see something different occasionally. Like Roddy Piper in They Live was him doing the wisecracking action hero, but it was a different take on that. I think that's why everyone likes that one so much. It does stand out as being like the rare picture with a wrestler in it doing something different. And the other one I was going to pick, because I mentioned Faster, that has The Rock in it, and it has him doing something a little bit different. But he's if he wasn't such a pissing and a water bottle, no jobbing prima donna, it might have done it. But yeah, that's it's not like a like really different film. It's pretty much just a remake of Kill Bill, which is Lady Snowblood. Essentially, it's like a Left 4 Dead revenge story, but he does like have a lot more vulnerability in it. And emotionally, he's more than just a raised eyebrow. He doesn't do any catchphrases, doesn't do the raised eyebrow. But it happened, he did that after The Tooth Fairy. This was his first run at Hollywood, and it kind of wasn't well received with after doing those comedies. So he went back to wrestling and then come back, and he became the big juggernaut he is now with like all these blockbuster films, constantly doing the same character. He's not gone outside of what he knows, and no one's really pitched him as that. But Dave Bautista in this one is doing something different. I think he's actually gone along the path of doing different roles. I was
just about to say this was nearly the opposite of what you were just saying The Rock did there, because this would have been for him after the first and the second Guardians of the Galaxy, he would have gone and done this.
Yeah,
it was sandwiched between them, and I think there was a bunch of films he did.
He did Riddick as well.
The action roles.
I really enjoy him in Riddick. Again,
he's good in Riddick,
the big
but it is
mercenary
that
guy,
mercenary
but he has
henchman
a couple
role.
of moments.
So yeah, this is really different from what I was expecting. Like,
and he's quite comfortable taking kind of the secondaries, like slightly smaller characters, as opposed to The Rock, who is just like, I must be the main.
I must be in. Yeah,
he's happy to take a backseat and do something interesting.
That's it. I mean, he did Glass Onion. He wasn't like the full on.
I actually haven't
still
watched that.
Still haven't seen that actually.
For shame.
Yeah.
It's just, isn't he the mad like fucking red pill info sphere dude
yeah, he's
in
pretty
it?
much the Andrew Tate one.
Oh right. Okay, yeah, no, that I want to see him doing that.
He's a dick in that. Yeah. So I asked around online about roles with wrestlers in, or films people like with wrestlers in, because I think there may be a role I might miss where someone's doing something completely different, which is outside of the norm. And I expected They Live to be number one of top films featuring wrestlers, and it was. But it was also on same part as Princess Bride. Everyone loved that one as well.
That's it.
And that was Andre playing the Gentle Giant, which is different to his wrestling character at least. Was it Hellcrum to Frogtown got a few honourable mentions. Pat Roach popped up a few times. Old British wrestler. He's in Raiders of the Lost Ark and apparently Clockwork Orange.
Well, as we discovered the last time you were on LaForest.
Yeah.
That's playing against type, mall security.
Yeah.
With his little hat.
Yeah, I mean, The Rock popped up a few times in people's favourites, but it's younger crowd, I think, went with him. He got Predator with Jesse Ventura. He's been in a lot of films with Arnie, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great in The Running Man.
He got the big wrestlers-only films, Ready to Rumble. Obviously was WCW's attempt at doing a big comedy, which is better than people remember. It's absolutely stupid. When
I used to work in Golden Discs, we had a rake load of those wrestling films from that Vince McMahon era on like the €3 cheap table, and there were ones but like all the ones with like there's one I remember where it's like I think Big Show was like a bus driver for a school or something like that in one of them. And it's just there were so many of them.
I think there was the one with the bus on the cover was Triple H. He did The Chaperone.
Oh god.
Oh, maybe I'm conflating different ones. Yeah, that sounds right. But there was just a ton of them.
But yeah, Hogan in Rocky 3. That's Oodle's favourite. No Holds Barred, obviously. Mr. Nanny, Hallmark of Greatness, Joe. He loves that one. I would say that was a joke, but it's Joe. And yeah, obviously you got Harold Sakata who was in Goldfinger. It was Odd Job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which leads you to Peter Maivia, who's The Rock's dad, was in the follow-up film to that, You Only Live Twice, beating up Connery.
Oh.
Yeah. And that.
Well, see,
He's never watched a Bond film.
Yeah. I've seen bits here and there, but I've never seen one in full.
They're fine. That one's a bit dodgy, though, because, it's the one where he gets the Japanese Velmification on him.
Yes. I grew up on Bond films. My dad's a big fan, so I grew up on all of them, particularly the Connery era.
Yeah, that's
of it. Yeah, where slapping women about the place.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and Abby Stabby said WrestleMania, which is a great film.
WrestleMania.
That's the Jack Russell who becomes wrestling champion.
Okay. Oh my god! Excuse me. Make a note of that. Well, I need
WrestleMania.
To find that.
I think there's.
I'm writing it down.
I don't know if there's a sequel to the TV show after that. But yeah, it's a Jack Russell becoming a wrestling champion. But yeah, there's a couple of films you don't realise have wrestlers in, like Mad Max Fury Road has Nathan Jones in it. He's like a big henchman, Rictus Erectus, huge guy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He did a bunch of stuff. George Animal Steel playing against Type here in Ed Wood.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen Ed Wood in ages.
WrestleCeption, because he's playing Tor Johnson, who was a wrestler who was in Plan 9 from Outer Space. Yeah. Escape from New York, Ox Baker, famous wrestler who killed 2 people in the ring.
Oh, fuck me. And then got cast in a movie. Did he kill the people before he was in the film?
I believe they had issues going into the matches, but they sold the fact that they died in the match to be his fault, therefore building his legend of being so dangerous.
So he was never charged with their deaths. It was.
No, I mean I don't think you can because it's wrestling. It's like accidental on the job thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose nobody ever got done for. I've forgotten his name. He fell.
Oh, in Heart.
That's his name. Yes.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if they settled out of court or something like that. But I think Brian Glover's the other one. He's in Alien 3 and American Werewolf in London, playing a northerner.
And of course, you have the rare occasion of it going the other way with what's his face, Arquette.
Oh yeah, Arquette becoming champion.
Did he become champion? I'm only vaguely aware that he did some wrestling.
You know, that's Ready to Rumble was the whole thing of him wanting to be a pro wrestler, and they made the film, and they promoted the film on the TV show, and then someone said, "Why don't we make him champion?" So they actually made him the world champion of the company, and it's considered the worst thing they've ever done. And the thing was, he actually said like he didn't want to become champion because he liked wrestling so much. He's like, "No, it's stupid. Don't do it." They said, "Oh no, it'll be great to promote the film," and he ended up getting just slated for it. But the whole thing was, any money he made from the wrestling, he donated to the family of Owen Hart.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's all. He was a great guy. I mean, him doing the whole wrestling thing recently is just crazy. But you know, he loved it so much he wanted to do it. Almost dying doing it.
Well, I think we are officially at our longest ever pre-summary ramble, so we should probably do a summary and talk about the film.
Yeah, go for it.
When college student Lucy comes home to her Brooklyn neighborhood, she finds it a literal war zone. Panicked and confused, she's rescued by military veteran Stoop. Together they set out to try and find family and figure out who the invading army is and how to escape them. And that's about as much plot as there is to that film.
Yeah, well, we always wondered how they, got away with the coup in Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, Kira sees this as a prequel to the Handmaid's Tale TV show.
Honestly, like, because we've always talked about how did they actually take over Congress. This is kind of viable.
Yeah, it's like you said, there's not much to it in terms of plot.
No, and I kind of, it was kind of meant as an insult, but it's kind of not as well. Like, I think
it's a moment in time where you're just following this poor girl who's having a really bad day.
Yes. Well, he's not having much better day.
No, he's really not, but he's been having a bad day for a very long time.
True. But yeah, no, I appreciated that much more on the second watch because of the camera work.
Yeah.
And how the camera work really, really does just make it feel like you're just following these two people the whole way through their day. Like, yeah,
because it is in, obviously there's edits because of, they can't do it all in one shot, but it is shot as 3 separate shots, isn't it? It's like half an hour. And then an hour they sort of do a cut then, obviously. But there's like little bits here and there you kind of see it. Obviously, it is cutting, but it is seen as one continuous shot through the entire thing, and it just doesn't let up.
Yeah, because it'd be real clever cuts, like as they're going up a stairs, the camera will dip down and look at the stairs and then kind of pan back up to the people. It's little clever cuts like that they use. But it also
mimics, like, if you were the person with the camera chasing them, that you running up the stairs might stumble and drop the camera.
Yeah.
So it's organic in it as well. I really like that. It gets you right from the get-go.
Or like when they're in the school and they're hearing the shots from different sides, the camera is like turning around to look before they are, kind of thing. It's the camera work in this is really, really impressive, I have to say. And it was one of the things that I definitely enjoyed a lot on the second watch, because I was looking for those little things like the cuts and stuff.
Yeah, obviously, because the first watch, I don't think you was expecting that one. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's like I was told, the reviews I heard, it was pitched as like a grindhouse film. And you can see that from the get-go, the helicopter shots rather than drone shots. Like people over the city with guns in helicopters and the music playing. It felt like a Carpenter film.
That opening piece of music is great, actually.
It was all
Aesop Rock. Is a rapper that I'm actually familiar with. And yeah, that opening bit of music is great, I think. Like it's just this weird, eerie... Ominous, but like urban sound. It's cool.
Yeah, that sold it to me. It's like, yeah, this is a grindhouse film, and then you get no real lead into it. It's just Lucy in the train station with her boyfriend, and they're just talking about relationship stuff. And there's 5 minutes of that, and then just boom, and that's it. It's one of the people you've just met, and you thought you might be following something just dead.
Yeah.
I like the fact. I like that you can hear the evacuation announcements. They're not really paying attention to it. The whole station is abandoned. And then there's a dude on fire. And I love a dude on fire. It's one of my favourite things. I have huge appreciation for the stunt guys who do firework. And that's a long burn because he goes down those subway steps and down the platform. But we were like, at this point, we wouldn't have gone to street level.
Yes,
we'd have gone back.
When the guy dies, like you say, yeah, you think you might have been following him. I had little to no sympathy for him because...
He didn't. We were like, peek out.
You hear
peek
gunshots.
Out.
You
run.
hear an announcement saying it's an active war zone, and he just runs up the stairs. Doesn't peek out the top or anything. Just go back down to the empty subway.
I mean, coming from like a city that I've been in tube stations where there's like alarms going off and people just ignore them. You're in shops and the fire alarm will go off and be like, everyone's looking at, oh, what? Huh?
Yeah.
On people with headphones on, looking at their phones, looking at TikTok videos.
You look to the staff and you see what the staff are
That's
doing.
It. Look at the staff.
If the staff are
panicking,
look
worried, you should be worried too.
That's the Irish way anyway, because fire alarms go off in pubs all the time here.
And in that
we
case,
don't leave.
And in their case, if there are no staff or other people to look to,
maybe
there is something wrong.
But there's always, like, you're in a subway, there's emergency phones.
Yeah,
so... Like, you have to have ways to, like, they have, like, panic buttons and stuff like that, so you have a way of finding out what's going on without going up onto street level.
Limited sympathy for him.
Yeah.
Her decision to go up there, I can understand maybe a little bit more, because he died from an explosion she just saw, and she wants to try and go and get him help, and she knows there's no people down in the subway, so that's why she goes. I don't know why he goes.
I did like the fact that he looked like jerky. He looked really sticky.
His melted face.
Yeah.
His clothes look pretty okay though.
No, I did like that. I was like, ooh.
But then, from the second she goes topside, it is
that
just
whole run
following her through this war zone for the rest of the entire film. And it takes a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes to be like, okay, this is how we're doing. Like, this is what's happening. We're not getting shots of other parts of the city. We're not getting views from the soldier's point of view. We're just following her, and we're only getting whatever info or knowledge that she has, which sometimes for me I don't like in films, because I'm just like, I want to know what's going. Like, why are these people all over? Who are these guys shooting the fuck out of civilians and trying to tie her up?
Yeah, and like there's snipers on roofs. I actually really like that when she comes across the first person in like this SWAT style uniform, but they're not the police or the military. They're some fucking random group.
Oh yeah.
And he starts to chase her, and as the camera pans back around, you expect her to be standing there, but she's already
halfway down the street,
and he has to tackle her. I really like. There's some little camera shots in this that I really like, and that's one of them. That she's already gone, oh fuck this, I'm out of here.
That's the guy who zip ties her, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the tiniest car in all of New York City shows up and shoots him.
The little done-up golf, the two lads show up.
Yeah, it's like the gang guys coming in. So who's the good guys, who's the bad guys?
Yeah, because then you're just more confused then.
Yeah, it was like, where did they get a golf as well? I think that confused me more than anything else.
They're big in the arts district. Yeah, that's the thing. Bushwick, I read up on it. It's nowadays it's like a big artsy district, so it looks like how it does in the film. It's like post-apocalyptic. You know those old Italian rip-offs of Escape from New York? It looks like that already.
Yeah.
It's kind of run down and be taken over by artists, so it's like kind of cheap property, and that's why they invaded Bushwick, because it's like run down, and I get to it later on, don't they, where they say about
he was saying it's all for
like socio-economic factors is why they chose there.
Yeah, code words.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just being racist.
Yeah, well, yeah, the sister, what she called Belinda, takes no time or wastes no time in pointing that out. Like, she's like, you racist fucker. And because that was one of the things that I didn't really pick up on until the second watch as well, is that it is obvious, even if you don't know much, like I didn't really know much about Bushwick either, there are hints of it being like a poorer neighborhood or one with like more minorities, because everybody that she comes across is like, no, you're not from here. The two lads who try and mug and rape her are like, you're not from here.
Yeah, like, they're the ones who make the majority of the comments about how white women don't belong in Bushwick and when will they ever learn. And they don't believe her when she's like, I live here, and they're like, no, you fucking don't.
Even Stoop is surprised she's from there. And then the best character of the film, the mother, her son, what is he, James and all his gang are like, you're not from here. Like, so yeah, the whole way through it was like, this white girl can't be from here. Like,
yeah, I think there's the first point you kind of learn what's going on roughly is when they get to the store.
Yeah.
I think that's about 30 minutes into it, because I go through the school. So there's not much in terms of plot and not much you can talk about with it. It's kind of just an action scene for 30 minutes, and it's incredibly done. Where they're going through the school and they do the big thing on the roof where it's kind of chatting for a little bit, and they come down, and that's the first edit. That's 30 minutes into the film. They go to a store, and the store's being ransacked. It's like, oh, everything's for free, and there's talk on the radio, and it's obviously the right-wing talking point kind of thing, where it's the media can't believe it's Americans doing it, and that's the rumor. It's like false flag.
Yeah, that bit kind of cracked me up, just because of the fact that, like, arguing on the radio one side versus the other as if it is a hypothetical situation while these guys are here in Brooklyn getting shot to shit, like, and I was just like, oh, that's so very American.
Yeah, and this was 2017, this film, so it's before the insurrection and the whole thing with Texas border. It's because there was a review online which I don't know if it was written later down the line, but it's the other thing about this film is that no one in America will be surprised if this actually happened nowadays, and everyone would be prepared for it to happen. Whereas in this, they're like, oh yeah, we didn't expect it to happen, we weren't prepared, and now it's like, yeah, it'll happen.
They weren't as well armed when they actually went to try and do it, but that's probably a good thing. But even that, actually, when you do start to find out, you still don't find out an awful lot. Like when they get your man,
he gives you the states that are seceding, and from what I know about a couple of them, they've all got quite large, bloated, runaway fucking policing and budgets and like their own national guards, so they're all well able to mobilise.
Yeah, I'd rather not think about how realistic of a prospect it might be, to be honest with you. Yeah, but even when he's giving them that info, you find out a lot about kind of what's happened, but you're still only getting half the picture, because you're kind of like, well, what's the government's response been? Where are the army? Where are any of the police? And there's a bit of a hint where he says that they took out, like,
they've taken out
communications and infrastructure, but like, do you see any police the whole way throughout?
No, you see some military at the end.
At the very end, yeah.
But apart from that, no.
So yeah, I kind of, like I say, I like to know what's going on in a film, but they do it well because you're just following these two characters throughout and only getting the information that they have. That I'm not left at the end of the film with like a lack of closure going, I feel like I learned nothing. Because they learned nothing.
Yeah, no, it's very similar vibe to Cloverfield, where they're just launched into disaster and then it's survival mode. And things happen around them and to them. But you never get the bigger picture of what's going on.
Yeah, because it really only is that shop scene that you mentioned, Dean, and then when they get the soldier guy in the apartment later, they're your two biggest bits of information about what's going on.
Yeah.
Stoop says a little bit about the start, about like what he's deduced based on how they're acting. He says, it's
an invasion.
Probably not terrorists. It's an invasion force. But even then, he's just guessing. So you're just assuming that he's right. And yeah, it's just those two bits really are where the only bits of information you get.
That arm break though before he spills the beans is so nasty.
Oh, when he gets to do his body slam to your man.
Yeah, there's a few quite gruesome bits in this. The bit where she uses the gun for the first time and blows. I think she does her own fingering, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she has the freak out about what happens when she gets married because she's shot off her own ring finger. And I love it because it's like, she's like, it's what the human brain would do. Like, she's so fucking stressed and her adrenaline's on the bad go and all she can focus on is the fact
and he's just been, she got those drugs off him as well.
Yeah, and she's high as fuck, and then she's just realised that what happens when she gets married, she's got a stump. And it's one of those you either laugh or you cry situations.
And actually, there where he's tidying up her wound, and when he's got the glass in his leg are the two only bits that you get information about either of them. That's when they're stopping and they do a little bit of talking about each other.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's the big bit at the laundromat at the end. Like,
I think they lighten up a little bit when they get to see the sister. That's like the levity in the film, because she is like oblivious to what's happening.
She's great.
The neighbours are just blaring fucking Call of Duty all day.
Constantly accusing her of being on drugs while sitting there and like hitting her bong and smoking her joint. You want drugs?
Did he give you drugs? No. Well, yes, but it's from a hand.
But back to the violence in it. I did notice, I think Stoop only fires a gun like twice. When they're in the school, he fires at the first guy who comes into the library, and then he knocks the bookcase over on the other guy. And then I think the only other time I remember him using a gun is when she shoots her finger off, he shoots the other guy. And other than that, I think it's just him like tackling people and wrestling with people.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to kill them.
Well, no, yeah, but that you don't find that out till the laundromat scene,
as
which later on.
to
But yeah,
the gangbangers who are just going on. They stabbed the shopkeeper for no reason.
Yeah, they're happy to just like
have
the excuse.
They're just reveling
mayhem.
in the violence. Like the guys, well, not the guys with the Molotovs because they are actually like actively trying to do stuff. The guy that's on the motorbike with the bomb that clearly should have injured them.
Your man who slides the bomb under the Humvee and then blows it up, but doesn't blow it up. That's one of the only kind of the visuals that were great in that, because that's obviously CG fire and nothing happens to that Humvee and the guys just jump out of it kind of on fire, and it's like, is that some sort of Molotov backpack?
But I do like the fact that the main rider had a baseball bat and was just clunking people as he went past them at high speed.
Oh, it's a guy in a quad later on, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a dude with a tennis racket.
Oh, I particularly like the rabbis with the AKs. Well, I don't know if they were rabbis, but they were definitely Hasidic Jews.
The Orthodox Jewish with the AK-47s and the long black coats.
Yeah, sort of chucking
running down the alleyway. It's just beautiful, though.
That's where it gets into the warriors sort of area. It's like the gangs, and it's like the Hasidic Jews is like that gang, the warriors almost.
Well, because you do.
You start to see all the different factions as they are coming together, as they're all trying to move towards this zone where they know they might be able to get out, because the army are holding it.
Well, because that's the other bit of levity in it, is James and his mother.
Oh,
where they get to...
Shut up, my James. Be quiet now.
James and his club. They're not a club, man. It's a gang.
She is one back talk away from taking off her shoe and hitting him with it.
She's great. She's fucking brilliant in it.
And you know that she's the lady in that building that everybody respects.
Oh, well, she's calling the shots.
Oh, yeah.
She is calling the shots there.
Yeah. I think they get to her and then they do... I don't know why they send them to the church exactly.
They have people. They have weapons, but not enough people, whereas the church has people, so they can arm them, and together they'll make a stand for it. She's like, none of us are strong enough to get on our own, but united we might be able to actually get
make
to this
it push
zone.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they go through the streets and they find people anyway going that way.
Yeah, it kind of feels a bit like that. And when they get to the laundromat, she's like, where did everybody go? But then when James shows up with his sister, he's like, you did your part and brought all the people. He's like, did she?
Yeah, I suppose when she got everybody out, and then they get the bin lorry. Good
That's
call.
That's after that, though. Yeah,
good call with the bin lorry too.
Yeah.
But when they go to the church, actually, when she goes down and she finds the priest and he's like, oh, I'm not Father John. And he pauses and goes, he's praying downstairs. And then she goes down into a dark, dingy, poorly lit basement. And I was like, where is this going? And then she just finds the priest. And I was like, that's not what I was expecting. And yeah, the cracked priest was kind of interesting as well, because he's clearly lost it.
But there's a bit they're told to find him and then he's gone. I don't know. That didn't feel too relevant to the plot. It's kind of just go there and do this, and then, like I say, they go to the laundromat, no one's there, then they go, oh yeah, they're all here. I don't know if that was like a budget thing or whether they needed to have the laundromat empty for the big scene with Batista, and then they felt a bit off, but because it's action, and then they go, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere, that bit.
The only thing that I kind of got from the church bit, that contributed to the film or the story that I thought is when they're leaving and she rallies everybody, you can see that bit of growth in her, because she's trying to get Stu to leave. She's like, come on, we gotta go, and he wants to try and still help the person. She's like, no, he's gone, we gotta go.
Her away from injured people.
So you have that kind of little bit of a role reversal there, but yeah, beyond that, the whole church scene doesn't serve a huge amount of purpose, except for, and it's another obstacle for them to overcome.
Yeah. Then they go to the laundromat, and then obviously Batista goes to take a piss. We're doing spoilers?
Oh yeah, we'll do spoilers.
That was shocking. That was like, sorry, what now? No. Really?
Yeah, and not even a go on without me, right? Or
No, I gotta go take a slash.
No, not that. No, after he's been shot, he doesn't even get any last words. His last words are, before he gets shot, I'm gonna go take a piss. He's just dead on the floor.
Fair play to Brittany Snow. She drags him. That's a big lump of man to be dragging across the floor.
Yeah.
They could have put casters under him or something. Those things that you use for getting under cars? At least
give him a pair of wheelies to put on.
Or something like slick up the floor so he'll slide, put some fairy liquid under him.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, that really was like, okay. Especially after he'd had massive like emotional outpouring and the actual story of his family, and you get that. Why did you say then you were going to Hoboken? Because I thought nobody would follow me to Hoboken.
Who the fuck wants to go to Hoboken?
And they're like really comfortable with each other and they shared all this, and for it to just end.
Yeah.
And you're like, but you're so close.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, the sister shows up, and you're like, well, at least her sister's there, and they make their final push to the demilitarized zone through the playground, and they're doing okay, and then nope, she dies too. Headshot.
Yeah.
Brutal as well.
And yeah, and it is. It's just like she gets shot in the leg trying to go back to get her sister, and then as she's dragging her sister towards the 10-foot of the distance probably to the barrier, she gets shot in the head and falls, and then a few other kind of passers-by pick up her sister and drag her off to the helicopters, and then we see we see the view of like a helicopter taking off and rising up, and we see the New York skyline, and it's all in flames. It's like not the ending not the film I was expecting, and then not the ending that I was expecting.
Yeah, it's a dark ending after a bit with Batista is like lead laundromat, and it's just one big action scene again, and it's chaos. You don't know where you're going, and
the big flashlight as well when they're running through the playground, and you've got these big spotlights that are dazzling and you can't see what's behind them, and it's silhouettes and stuff's blowing up, and there's these bizarre structures appearing out of the fog because it's a playground, so the climbing frames and stuff like that.
No, that's like so well shot. I really, really enjoyed that scene.
Blocking that must have been a fucking bitch.
Blocking the whole film probably, because it looks like they did an awful lot of clever stuff of just use of smoke, because a lot of those streets are just empty streets with normal cars parked on it, and there's no obvious signs of damage, and then they use occasional bits of explosions in the background that they've CGI'd in, and a lot of Foley work of gunshots and stuff like that. That even though you're just looking at an empty street with normal cars on it, it still feels like they're in a war zone. Yeah. And then,
just
particularly
the
at the end,
of it being completely empty, and then the occasional person who's just running for their life, who doesn't even stop to say, you shouldn't go that way. They're just like, no, I'm out here, see it, bye. Everybody for themselves.
It doesn't seem like any particular direction is safe throughout the film.
That's the bit of that last scene was you don't know where the gunfire is coming from, whether it's friendly fire that killed her in the end, or whether it's the insurgent, domestic terrorist kind of side.
Yeah, because you can see
just chaos.
You can see the insurgent line behind, like when she goes back to get her sister. You can see where those guys are shooting at her from, and two start to approach her, but she manages to shoot both of them, and then other shots start coming, but as you say, she's very close to both of their lines, so it could be friendly fire, as it were, that got her in the end. And the first watch, I was just like, I was kind of shocked, because I like films where everybody dies at the end, but it very much depends on the tone of the film as well. So like, I like horror films where everybody dies at the end, kind of thing. And this,
for her to have made it so far and keep going back, and like her sister didn't even know what was going on. Like she's dragged, like, she has dragged her sister into it, but in fairness, her sister was about to get dragged into it by your man coming through.
Yeah, that guy was going to come through the window one way or the other. Yeah.
And then it's so close. And
I assume the pointlessness of both of their deaths is the point.
Yeah,
that's what I'm left to take away from it. Is like, this shit isn't fair, and it's not supposed to be fair, so that's how we're going to represent it, kind of.
It's also a very good representation of the mindsets of the people who are trying to take over.
Yeah. But then you could say that the fact New York's on fire could be that it's not just insurgents trying to take over, it's just people going, we're fed up with the government and doing their own thing. I say it could be like three different sides of things. Like there's people rioting, people looting.
Yeah, rioting, looting. Because we were talking about this when they were saying, you don't have, it's big socio, blah, 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 and it's Brooklyn. We were like, mafia. For one thing.
Oh, when your man was like, there's guns are illegal here.
Mafia.
Yeah.
So? And
we were like, why wouldn't you also take over somewhere like Quantico or Langley Falls? They're smaller towns, but they're really strategically important.
Yeah, smaller, but more important
focus it onto
towns.
there. Or like Washington. Why would you go for something like a suburb of Brooklyn that you think people don't care about?
It's whether they actually know what they're doing in terms of military. It's like just causing a scene.
Yeah, I think, well, more than a scene.
I think the guy going for the window didn't really know what was going on. He was just told to go there and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get that from your man, because he's like, we were told to just go and start rounding up people. And then we started suffering casualties, so we were told take no prisoners. And it's like, well, what did you expect? People were just going to go, okay, yeah, fine, you can round us all up. Like,
yeah.
But also the racist aspect of, well, these were all like people from low socioeconomic, or whatever, or they're immigrants, blah, blah, blah.
We thought they'd be pushovers.
No, these are people who have fought harder than you will ever know to make a fucking foothold in this world.
Yeah.
They are going to hold on to it with everything they fucking have.
Yeah.
And you're too fucking racist to realise this because everything's just been gifted to you because you're white and male.
Plus, I mean, if they really wanted to, like, force the president's hand, surely they should have taken over, like, a white population because that's what the people in power would actually care about.
Yeah.
They would take over somewhere in, like, fucking, was it the Hamptons? Is that really rich part?
Like, yeah, well,
dude,
like,
go there.
Yeah, you could just take over all of Long Island because there's a bridge.
Yeah. Take over where the rich folk are, and then the government will give a shit. Like,
yeah.
But then it comes down to whether you
Muppets take
would
Manhattan.
be like there's one side versus the other, it's good and bad. It's like there wouldn't be two sides in that war. It'd be like, well, this group of people are going to try and take over. Fuck it, we're going to go. All the gangs, like you say, the mafia might go. Well, we're going to take this area.
Yeah.
The mafia would be all over that. They would be organised and be like, no, this is ours now, and we are having this.
And plus, as we heard on the radio, they're still debating on the media what's actually happening, and people on the ground would be like, well, I don't give a fuck what's actually happening. I need to defend myself. So that could very easily be how it spread to the rest of New York. It might not necessarily be the implication is, oh, there's those Black Army dudes, or fucking. Did they say what they're called again?
What were they? The
New American Front something. I can't remember, but those dudes. It's not necessarily that they're all over the whole of the city of New York. Yeah, it could just be that just riots, opportunistic people have gone, hey, let's cash in on this. But yeah, it's a pretty bleak ending overall. No matter which way you choose to interpret it, it's a bleak ending.
Yeah. Well, I was like, it was 2017, which is before they had the whole thing at the Texas border, before the insurgents on January 6th, and possibly where it's going to go soon.
I mean, do we think it'll get to like that level though?
Well, they've tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, and failed miserably, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, the division is definitely there anyway.
Oh god, yeah, it is.
But I think, yeah, I suppose if while it is a bleak ending, you do see throughout the film, none of the civilians are sitting down and taking it. Some of them are fighting back, some of them are trying to run away, but none of them are sitting down and taking it. And a lot of them are helping each other. And you see it in little ways as well. Like, I think it's when they're on their way to the church, there's a few people kind of moving along and fighting. They pick somebody up and help them. They like carry them along, and then somebody else comes that I think is supposed to know them, whatever, and like takes them off, and they go off. So you see a lot of that, and I think is that where you're supposed to garner a little bit of hope from this film.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
well, they help when they're moving through the park. They help one of the Jewish people to sit up against a tree, and then he comes along later and picks up the sister.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, your man in the big coat with the rifle.
Yeah, that brings the sister over. So
yeah,
it's like little moments of like kindness in between it.
Yeah, that would be easily missed as well, because they do a really good job of portraying the moments of like brutality and stuff. Particularly, I like when they're in the school earlier on and he's using the compact mirror, and there's just that poor woman just slumped against the wall the whole time in the shot.
Or they just put a bullet in her head.
I think even early on when she's running, she runs past 3 people who are tied up against the car.
Yeah.
I think, do they have like hoods over their heads? There definitely there's like 3 people zip tied standing up against the car that she runs past very early in the film, like, and there's a lot of little small bits like that I really appreciated, especially on the second watch when I was able to kind of take them in, and I knew what I was watching because like I said, I don't think I was ready for this the first watch, not what I was expecting.
Like in wisecracking.
Yeah, that's what I was like, some wisecracking action with Civil War.
I wasn't expecting Dave Bautista to be this growly, grouchy, but still very kind and caring individual who, and I do appreciate the fact that he sounded winded as fuck for the entire thing.
That's what I was going to say. I appreciated how out of shape he seems to be.
And he's quite like this big lumbering run even before he gets the glass through his leg. And he's a big fucking dude. And even the way the multiple layers with the beanie hat, so he's all like a turtle. So he's like, no head should be visible. But using the surroundings as well, like using the wheelie bin or the big dumpster thing because of the sniper, and even he's like, oh, he doesn't come across like he's going to look after Lily.
Mm.
But very quickly when they're out on the road, he's calling for her, looking for her. He doesn't want anything bad to happen to her, but he doesn't want to force her away.
Yeah, I think the point where she runs off to go find her sister.
Yeah.
And he follows her, that's the point where you're like, oh, yeah, no, he is. At this point now, he is very much about kind of helping this girl and protecting her.
But, yeah, no, very, like, this very gruff, unapproachable type character, especially his entrance, which is just like Batista out of fucking nowhere.
That fucking entrance.
Out of the fucking darkness.
Yeah. I'm glad he moved into more roles like that against type. Because even like the Blade Runner...
no, he's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. In Blade Runner, he was a quiet guy in that as well.
Mm.
He's not the wisecracking. He doesn't take his shirt off in this one. He's not flexing the muscles. They say he's all covered up the entire time.
Yeah.
He looked like a big guy rather than being muscular guy.
And he's like, oh, I'm a janitor, so he's like out of shape. Like when he's going up them stairs, he sounds like a fucking steam train. Which, yeah, that would be me. I'd be dead within 5 minutes of this film. I don't run.
After the
like,
after the fight.
I don't run. Like, so that's what I was saying, like just trying to go up the fucking stairs. And when he's trying to threaten your man after fighting him.
Yeah, he's
so like, out of breath, and he's got to get the kitchen chair to sit down and be like, yeah, I've got a gun on you, but give me a second.
Or when he punches him out and falls out of the chair then afterwards.
Like, it's not a glamorous role at all. It's very, very real, and it's emotion, and the way he conveys the pain of getting that cauterized when he's sitting in that chair all tense up in the clock tower.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you've been there. That's the don't fucking talk to me because I will hurt you type pain where it's like, come back to me in 5 minutes, I've got to go punch a wall.
Yeah.
That, like, you believe that he's really going through that. Like, it's just a powerhouse performance. It really, really is. I was really, really surprised by how much I enjoyed Batista in this.
Yeah. No, I think probably because it wasn't what I was expecting. I was like, damn, he did a good job in this. I did see some people complaining about the acting in this, but I didn't think it was...
I really like Brittany Snow, but if you've only seen Pitch Perfect, this is not that character, because that character in Pitch Perfect's demented. But I like her. I've seen her in a couple of other things that would be kind of in a similar, like, gritty vein. And I think she does it really well, because she doesn't do the stupid, annoying, screamy damsel in distress. She takes a minute, then she gathers herself and keeps going to the next thing. She doesn't really have to be like coaxed away, and she doesn't really give up.
Well, she does okay on her own at the start as well. Like, manages to get herself out of the zip ties.
When she fucking pepper sprays that bastard.
Yeah, well,
like,
yeah.
Hiding in the little box, popping up in pepper spray.
Yeah, after that it goes bad for her. But yeah.
But she still gives it fucking everything she's got up until that moment, and you can see like the resignation in her eyes, and then Batista. But
yeah, out of nowhere.
But I really enjoy her in this because a lot of it's kind of very humanistic reactions, and it's not dramatic. Like, she's not, like, when she's trying to deal with her sister, and her sister just being a lunatic.
I think they introduced the sister at the right point as well. They have enough kind of interactions with other characters without it being just the two of them the whole way throughout the film. But you're not, like, suddenly foisting a third person onto them, because she's only with them for a little bit, and then she gets, not held hostage, but held hostage by the gang. So it goes back to just club. Being the two of them again. The club, yes. James's club. I could maybe have done with a little bit more about the militia, but I think that's just me and wanting to know more about what happened, kind of thing.
Yeah. I like films where there's a mystery to it and you don't need to know the backstory of everybody in it. It's like, okay, this is happening. This is how these people deal with it.
Yeah, and I think for how it ends, yeah, it works that you don't get a lot more information, because I think the first time I was watching it, I was like, why is this happening? Like, what's the overall, like, how did they do this, and why is it? And then it ended with the two of them getting shot, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, so maybe it doesn't matter why all of this is happening. So yeah, on the second watch through, I didn't have that feeling so much of give me more information about the why, because it is just the story of these two people. It's not the story of the insurgency,
So, recommend?
Oh, hey, look, we wouldn't be if I hated this film, we wouldn't be recording it. Like I
You're cursing me out on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I would have been like, sorry, we need to pick another film like this. The only hard and fast rule, with the exception of the Twilight films, because that was a whole other thing, is that we have to enjoy the film and recommend it. Even if we think it's shit, we still have to love it. And I don't think this was shit. Like, it was really enjoyable. And I don't think, I'm trying to decide whether or not I would have been better placed to know what I was going into or not know what I was going into. Because, like I said, I was expecting like more of a rock type film where quips and action and stuff, and it's not what I got, but I was really happy with what I got at the same time. How did you find that on your first watch?
Let's say it had the grindhouse feel to it, and then you see the one take shot, and it's like, okay, that's interesting, and all combined it just a really enjoyable film. Like, even the ending was like, okay, I'm not disappointed by that, because it's kind of the realities of war and what possibly would happen if you were thrown into that situation. I do like a downer ending occasionally.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was Batista's in it and he's like playing a role which, let's say, against type. Brittany Snow, I actually like the character of Lucy, who, as you were saying, is like, she's not annoying. She's not a damsel in distress. She's a natural person in a situation which she wasn't expecting. And it's like a thrill ride all the way through it.
Yeah.
Or like a terror ride all the way through it.
Yeah.
Because you're on the edge of your seat the entire time, because it doesn't let up.
Yeah, and it is really tense, partly because of that camera work as well, because you're just following them. You don't know when, like, they could turn the corner, and especially as we find out by the end of the film, they could turn the corner and get shot at any point. And you see it happening to plenty of people where they're just shot out of nowhere. So it's a really tense film, but it holds you the whole way through, because from that opening, after whatever the boyfriend is called gets blown up,
Keith,
and she goes topside.
Let's call him Keith.
Yeah, we'll call him Keith.
This is my best friend, Keith.
Melty,
very absorbent.
Melty Keith.
No, Keith gets his eyes replaced with the squirrel eyes.
Which? Oh, Invader Zim.
Yeah,
yes.
Keith.
But I did. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad you brought it to us.
Because I was expecting it to be like Battle LA or something like that, where it was going to be
but
like
without the aliens.
But like big actiony. And this is big actiony, but it's on not a smaller scale, but in a more intimate setting.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked it.
I was impressed with the soundtrack as well, because I really like Ace of Rock anyway, but when they get rappers or musicians to do soundtracks, you can end up with the Queen of the Damned, or just something really self-indulgent, or they just cram in. Or you can get
Daft Punk's
Tron, and
or you can get
I think he did a really good job of actually scoring the film, and not just like trying to cram in a whole load of his own tracks. Like, there's only one bit where they actually use one of his tracks, and it's an instrumental part of it when they're down in like the basement in James's place. But that opening theme, and then they use it a bit later on, reworked. It's really cool, and the other few bits that they use throughout it, because there's not an awful lot of scoring in it, but when it is used, I find it really effective.
Yeah, because whatever classical piece that's playing in the background when they're up in the gang talking to the mom, I think it's the Nutcracker Suite. I think it might be Dancing the Sugar Plum Fairy. I just caught it because it was just so bizarre. They're talking about, we have all these guns, we need to go and do this, and then there's this like really whimsical classical piece playing up behind it.
I can't recall now. Yeah. I was too busy laughing at the mum and how great she was.
But it just called, like, it was just in the silence, you could hear this little tinkling away in the background. And then gunshots and explosions, and then this serene, almost Christmassy type music as well. Very bizarre. Yeah, no, there is a lot going on in this film. And I think had I known what I probably would have appreciated it a bit more on the first watch, had I known what I was going into, because it was so different from what I expected. But it's also not the type of film that I would often watch myself, you know what I mean? I'm not a big war film person.
It's not a film you put on a house party then.
Well, it probably would have been a film that I might have seen at a house party.
It's definitely, that's end of the night quiet room, where like most of the people who aren't in the kitchen. I was a kitchen person, so I never saw anything.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not a house party film or anything like that. It's just, I say I'm not a big war film person, and this kind of is a war film. So if you had said to me, "Oh, it's more of a war film," I might have been like, "Yeah," you know what I mean? But no, I did. I really, really enjoyed it, and I would happily recommend it to people. I'd just be like, "Hey, be ready for a little bit of a downer ending."
It's just slap massive trigger warnings all over it.
And what about you, Kira? Would you?
I would. I really, really enjoy this film. I like films like this that are like kind of surprising, and I go away and I have to think about them, and the more I think about it, I go back and rewatch it, and it'll be one of those ones that I have to be in the mood for it, because obviously very depressing ending, but I really enjoyed it for what it is. That it's like, because I know, like, me in that situation, I'm dead in the first 5 minutes.
You're the sister.
I'm the sister. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I'm the sister. But I like movies where it's just like...
Realistically, I'm probably Keith. Taking out the bomb at the immediate start of the film.
But I like films like that where it's just like somebody who's just like, they were going about their day and now they're just still trying to kind of go about their day.
Yeah,
like
what their day is has just drastically changed.
Has changed dramatically. But also how far humans are able to push themselves, even when you think you can't survive something. Like, they're still trying, and she's still persevering, and she's had a finger shot off. And she's... Hey,
he's hobbling around on that leg for like 90% of the film.
She's been like kidnapped and like tied up. That whole run with the cable ties, that's where I'd have died. Because I've no balance.
Yeah, but she gets out of them cable ties pretty quick as well.
No, good girl. She does it the right way. There's loads of things on how you can get out of them, because it's a very real threat when you're female. Like, you'll get zip tied, yeah. There's a couple of different ways you can get out of them, depending on if your hands are in the front or in the back. And duct tape too.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the things you must know if you're female.
Hooray.
Also, as well, she managed, like, that's the other thing that's really admirable about this, is they made it a female lead. Because there's a whole other layer of threat going on for her, aside from I might be shot, is I might be taken by one of these people, which you get very early on when she gets chased down by your man. She doesn't know what he wants her for.
Oh no.
Like, she really doesn't. And taking a risk as well then by teaming up with Stoop.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole other risk involved there as well.
I think he has already at least once helped her, because he did beat the crap out of
those two guys.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you're like, I'm going to follow this very large, clearly mentally not well man.
Well, I think at first she just wants to get to Grandma's house, and then he can fuck off to Hoboken. But then Grandma's dead, so she must continue on with him. But yeah, no, I think we'll have to get you back on again for another film that we haven't seen, but maybe get you to prep us a little bit more.
This movie really, Stakeland has a very similar kind of feel to this. Not as it's a lot slower paced. It's not like an active civil war, but I feel like it has a lot of the same beats.
People through a horrible, harrowing situation.
Yeah, and I really like Stakeland in this. There's something very, very special about this. Not only for the camera work on it, which is stupidly good, and you're so focused on what's going on, because it's chaos and chaos.
Having only done Children of Men there a couple of weeks ago, which is always really highly praised for all of its camera work and cinematography, this holds up pretty close to it. Like, they obviously didn't have as much money, and they weren't like building fancy camera rigs inside cars and stuff, but what they did with what they had is really, really impressive, I have to say. Any other favourite bits?
No, I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for bringing this one to us, Dean.
No problem.
I think the next time that we're meeting you, we're doing something a little bit more lighthearted on your podcast.
Yeah,
tell me it's more lighthearted. Please tell me it's more lighthearted.
That whole thing about not doing something about something you hated, yeah.
Oh no.
Thankfully, it's my show.
Oh no, I can do things that I hate on other people's podcasts. That's okay.
That's good.
You've seen some of the shit that Joe's made us do, right?
Yeah, it's true. You should hear your opinion about an accent.
Oh, hooray. I cannot wait. But, do you know, something that I didn't do at the start is I should have let you introduce yourself and tell people what you do and where they can find you.
Oh, right, okay. We should do it now.
Yeah, plug your wares.
I am ThatFkingGuy. I have a website called TotalCultZone.com. Go there for my stuff.
Beautiful.
No messing around. I have messy social media at the moment, so I'm just sending everyone there.
Hey, look, at least you've got a website where you've got all your stuff. I have a bunch of social media accounts and I only use one of them, and it's a dying platform. So
Which one?
Which one do you think?
Get on the TikTok. Go on, do some dances.
No, we have a TikTok. There's just nothing on it.
Well, yeah, it's your TikTok account that you changed the name to Monorants to. We haven't done fucking shit with it.
So it's just my FYP is just like, hey, look at this weird fucking animal.
Thanks for following me on Blue Sky though, Dean. I have like 4 followers on Blue Sky now.
I didn't know Blue Sky was a thing.
3 podcasts and Derek Robertson, so I'm not doing too bad. But speaking of, if people would like to come and find us on social media websites, we're on Twitter at RantsMono, on Blue Sky at Monorants, on Instagram at Monorants_the_boys, and you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. If you want, you can head back and listen to our previous episodes or our other podcast of Monorants the Boys before season 4 comes out, which isn't fucking long now. Cannot wait. Dean, thank you for bringing us this film and slightly traumatizing us, but it is an excellent film that I had not seen and highly recommend to anybody who also hasn't seen it or had the whole thing spoiled by us talking today.
No, go watch it.
Yeah, check it out. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye bye.
Bye.